Hi friends, welcome to the training session about high flow nasal cannula. This high flow nasal cannula need has increased now in this current coronavirus pandemic. Why it has increased? Because we know by this time that coronavirus disease is different. Initially we thought it is difficult, but now we know it is not difficult, it is different. What is difference here is the traditional ways of treating this patient with oxygen or by ventilator is not giving consistent results. That's why we have to come up with a solution which is different. Now what is this solution? We'll see one by one by going through case series. This machine is very commonly used in pediatric and newborn population. It is not used commonly in adult population. That's why Rainbow Children's Hospital has taken initiative to teach this HFNC to all the nurses, all the junior doctors and all other paramedical workers working with COVID in their regional languages. So this is our first introductory video. It will be followed by regional languages series of videos about this machine use. In this video, what we'll see two things. One is we'll go see the real life scenario. What happens to the patient when it comes with a COVID infection. Second thing is we'll see the concept of how to adjust the flow, how to adjust the FiO2. So let us start with first our case. This is our patient which is coming to our casualty with mild COVID pneumonia. Mild. Why? Because we can see all the parameters. Focus here. This is the saturation monitor. This saturation should be above 90. It is showing only 85, 86. And this respiratory rate should be ideally less than 20, but it is showing 25. So now onwards, focus mainly on these two. And this is a mild case. What happens here? Whenever this patient comes like this, we'll ask the patient to wear this non-rebreathing mask. Please wear this one. So once this patient wears non-rebreathing mask, what happens is that this patient improves nicely. Saturation usually grows quite quickly to 94, 95. Gradually respiratory rate comes down. So this saturation keeps on increasing, respiratory rate keeps on decreasing. Respiration rate comes to around 18, 19. So this is the usual scenario and we are quite happy with that. But unfortunately, this scenario is not always happening. Always. Sometimes what happens, we get patients who are coming to our casualty late. In that case, what happens is that saturation is not like saturation very less. Saturation is only 60. Now this saturation of 60, usually previously we thought that this is very severely hypoxia and now we have to quickly correct and we try to give more and more oxygen. Let us see what happens here. Now this respiratory rate is 40 and saturation is coming here 65, 60 like this. So we are in a hurry. In that case what happens is that we immediately go for rapidly giving oxygen. So now what happens, if we are in a hurry to give rapidly oxygen, to increase oxygen, what happens, this saturation jumps to 89 like this we can see. And saturation jumps to 89, respiratory rate also increases. Respiratory rate also increases, saturation increases. Now we think that patient should be alright. Opposite happens here. Opposite what happens here, this patient actually crashes, collapses. Patient goes into arrest, respiratory failure, hypotension, all these things happen. So this initial slight improvement followed by worsening is peculiar of COVID. So why is happening? Here our effort to increase oxygenation actually was up to certain extent counterproductive. It caused more harm. Now let us see the third scenario. Third scenario is where patient is actually admitted. Patient is improving. Now patient is improving means what? Saturation is improving, respiratory rate is improving. We are happy about that. But if we are late in reducing oxygen, what happens we'll see. Now this patient is improving. Now saturation is around 96. Patient is improving in saturation around 96. So at this point of time, ideally we should reduce the oxygen. But if we are late in reducing oxygen, then actually patient starts worsening. So this patient actually from 96 goes to 89 and then it gets into trap and patient keeps on worsening afterwards. So this is the third scenario. So from this scenario, what we learned from COVID, in COVID, ventilation and oxygenation, they are different. And ventilation and oxygenation should be adjusted separately. When you are giving oxygen like this, we are not taking care of ventilation. when we are ventilating with this complicated machine, actually we are suddenly improving ventilation, which can harm the patient. That is why we are recommending this HFNC, that is high flow nasal cannula. What is the beauty of this HFNC? Beauty of HFNC is there is a division between ventilation and oxygenation. Ventilation is to be decided by respiratory rate and oxygenation is decided by saturation. So there are two settings here, two parameters here. I will repeat, this ventilation means how much carbon dioxide we are actually wanting to remove from the patient. That is depending on actually respiratory rate. Respiratory rate increases, you increase the flow. If saturation comes down, you increase FiO2. If saturation goes beyond 95, decrease FiO2, simple. So this dissociation of ventilation and oxygenation is the beauty of this HFNC. That's why we are actually proposing more and more people to get used to this machine and use it more frequently. Now we know the concept of oxygenation and ventilation. Now we know the risk of increasing suddenly fast. Previously we used to go suddenly fast and then come down. But in COVID, we had to start medium and then gradual adjustments and gradual stepwise increase or decrease of ventilation and oxygenation should be done. Now we will show by example. Now this patient wants to go to bathroom. Please go to bathroom, this one. Now this is a common scenario. Majority of hospitals patient is improving and this patient wants to go to bathroom. And this improving patient goes to bathroom and comes back. And what happens we'll see. Now all these oxygen cannula machines and all, they are uncomfortable. So many patients, they remove by themselves and they eat or drink water or go to bathroom and come back. Please come back. Please come back. Please come back. Please come. So what happens when there is interference in this oxygen delivery? So in that case, what happens is that patient suddenly crashes. This patient who was actually quite alright has become now suddenly serious. His respiratory rate has gone up, his saturation has come down, and then the worsening starts. Let us see what happens to him, this one. Please wear this mask. Now this patient was quite good before, but when he came back from bathroom, what happened we can see now. Now this saturation is coming down. Saturation come down, respiratory went up. So now is the time. This is the time. Don't over-treat the patient. Now use the HFNC. Now you ask yourself, what is the problem here? Is ventilation problem? Yes, ventilation is a problem. Tachypnea is there. Is oxygenation problem? Yes, oxygenation also a problem. Now we have to give more flow, we have to give more oxygen. But we have to go it slowly. Slow, not fast. So slowly if you increase flow, slowly if you increase FiO2, then gradually the patient will improve. Slowly. Don't rush for more flow and more oxygen. So now we can see the saturation is improving, respiratory rate is improving. So this respiratory rate improvement, saturation improvement can be achieved in a slow graded manner separately by this machine. That is why this machine is proven to be more useful from this conventional ventilators. So we encourage more and more people to get used to this HFNC and improve our results about coronavirus pneumonia. Along with that, I would like to highlight one importance of this maintenance fluids. This IV fluids is very important for these patients with pneumonia, because though they are taking orally, they are not taking orally fully. They are having fast breathing, they are losing more water, they are also having possibility of microcirculation problems. So these comorbidity patients, old patients, those who are requiring respiratory support, don't forget to give maintenance IV fluids. Always monitor heart rate also. So heart rate, respiratory rate, saturation, all three should be monitored and patients should be treated optimally. As far as this HFNC use or this nursing care or any supportive care doubt is there or something, feel free to contact us anytime. So we put our names and phone numbers on this next slide. So if any doubt or something, you are welcome to ask us query. Even if any query comes in local language, regional language, it is all welcome, because it's a teamwork. Let us all come together and improve our coronavirus outcomes. Thanks a lot. Thank you.